Hey everybody, wanted to welcome you back to I Told My Wife I'm Paying Bills. This is Slim.
This is Black.
Yep. And we are back again with, I guess you could technically say this is part two of the Batman slash Joker series. However, we can just say this is the Joker podcast one.
Mhm.
So now previously, if you haven't heard, we just did our favorite Batmans. We just did everyone who portrayed Batman, and we actually said who our favorite Batman was.
Mhm.
Now this podcast is about the Joker. There's actually compared to what we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people who played Batman. There's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, 7 people who played the Joker, and there was actually 8 different versions of the Joker. However, one of the Jokers was played by the same person twice. It was just two different Jokers. So on one of our other podcasts, I was talking about there's called the Three Jokers now. Do you remember
Mm.
me talking about that a little bit?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So um the three Jokers, and I was trying to remember their name. It was the clown, the criminal, and the comedian.
Mm.
And I want to read more into that story. So when I go to Comic Con next weekend, I'm going to be able to find that full story of the three Jokers. But basically, it was three different Jokers, three different ways, and if they could actually do that story, that would be so dope. Like I said, I haven't read the full story. I just read a little bit about the story, so hopefully I can actually get the book so I can read more, so I can talk about it a little bit better. Um, and I think we do need to find some more comic people to actually have guests on, so we can actually talk more in depth about some of these comics.
Definitely.
Um, and I can definitely trade off and let you read some of these comics that I have too, so you can actually see. But we're gonna go ahead and start before we go into details. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read the list off. We went a little slower last time because it was such a massive list, and
Mm.
then I wanted to go ahead and talk more about them. Let me read the list off first, and I want you to let me know all the people that you remember after I read the list off.
Mm.
I know a couple of these TV shows you haven't. You don't even know, like, some of these, so it's all good. All right. Well, actually, I think there was only one TV show on here. It looks like. No, it's 2 TV shows, and actually one of them you already know. So, starting off, the very first portrayal of, the Joker was Cesar Romero, 1966 Batman, the TV show, and Batman the movie.
Mm.
Then we have Jack Nicholson, 1989 Batman. We have Heath Ledger, 2008 The Dark Knight, Jared Leto, 2016 Suicide Squad, and 2021 Jack Snyder's Justice League. I knew I wrote the Zack Snyder's Justice League date down. I just didn't put it back uh for the Batman for Ben Affleck.
Right.
So, um, and we have Cameron Monaghan for 2014 Gotham. He's the one who portrayed the two different Jokers.
Mm.
Um, then we have Joaquin Phoenix for Joker 2019,
Mm.
and then we have Keegan Cogan, Barry Cogan, 2022, The Batman.
Mm.
That's the one with Robert Pattinson. So, out of those names, is there anyone that you don't recognize?
I would say the one from the Gotham.
Gotham, okay.
Yeah. The Barry Keegan. I only know about him because you know at the end, all the way at the end of the Batman, he happened to mix
Yeah.
he makes a little cameo or whatnot. But that's
Mhm.
how I know about him.
Right, right. Okay, okay. Um, so I've seen all of these people portray the Joker, and I've even seen Cameron Monaghan because I watched Gotham portray both of the Jokers.
Mm.
I'm gonna start off with him, but then I'm gonna go back to Cesar Romero.
Okay.
Him playing the two different Jokers, he played twins, Jerome and Jeremiah.
Mm.
And Jerome was the first Joker, and he did this whole I needed to look. Oh, I'll go back to that in a second. But anyway, um, I need to look and see. But he portrayed the Joker. Jerome actually uh, died, but he had like some kind of Joker gas that
Mm.
transformed his brother into the Joker as
Mm.
well. So that was crazy. And that was some Joker like stuff that actually happened. That I really wish I could just compile the Joker episodes for you so you can actually just watch those episodes
Mm,
because it was really good. But it's so funny because the Joker was created and there was no Batman.
mm,
Everyone knows the Joker story. Well, that's another reason why I want to see the three Jokers. But the main Joker story is because of Batman, he was knocked into acid and became the Joker.
mm,
All right. So I didn't find this out until just this week. My boss actually told me the Joker. Did you know that the Joker was based off of a movie called The Man Who Laughs?
mm,
So this movie, The Man Who Laughs, is from 1928. It's actually based off of a novel called The Man Who Laughed as well,
mm,
and it was a silent film. Um, the character's name is Gwynplaine, and I'm probably saying that incorrectly, but I don't see a pronunciation for it.
mm.
Um, but and he was like a nobleman's son, and his face was actually mutilated as a child, and I haven't read the complete story about it. I was supposed to, and then I didn't have time to finish it up. But it's a very interesting looking story, and I really want to go ahead and read in and find out some more about it, into the plot of the actual story.
Mm.
But that was the inspiration for Bill Finger and and Bob Kane. And the actual character first appearance was his first debut issue was in Batman, April 25th, 1940. So yeah, that was just a couple years. Batman originally, what was Batman's original date? How many years was that? It was only like maybe what 2, 3 years. Batman, no, yeah, Batman came out in 39. That was 1 year. 39, Joker came out in 40.
Mm.
So that was actually pretty cool.
Yep.
Um, the first portrayal in live action, even though Lewis Wilson portrayed Batman in 43 and Robert Lowry portrayed him in 49. The very first Joker was actually in 66.
Yep.
So that's Cesar Romero. Um, give me your thoughts on Cesar Romero and your what you remember about him being the Joker.
Oh well, he was more of the clown version of the Joker. I mean, he
Mm-hmm.
was real silly, real but
Very.
a genius in a way where
Mm-hmm.
how he could try to trap Batman or
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
being the Joker, being the clown Joker. That's what he portrayed to me.
Yeah.
He was just a silly Joker clown guy.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 and he had those elaborate traps,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
really elaborate traps, like a
exactly.
giant piano and stuff. So, you know, he would take like something small and turn it massive just
Mm,
so he could trap Batman and Robin.
exactly. Yep.
So, and he was always trapping Robin most of the time. Um, one thing I remember about Cesar Romero that I didn't notice as a kid, I didn't pay attention to, but as I got older, I noticed Cesar Romero actually refused to shave his mustache off. So,
Yeah,
the
I
Joker
yeah,
makeup
yeah.
was right on top of his mustache,
It
and then
was
his smile and everything.
Yeah, yeah, that was crazy to me because I do remember that, and I'm like,
Yeah, right.
they're not gonna make this guy shave.
Yeah, no,
It's
no, but
just
he refused, and but at the time, he was the best person for the Joker,
yeah,
so they was just like, "Yeah, well, we'll just cover it up with makeup,"
yeah,
and they did it, and it worked.
yeah,
But he was such a good Joker, and like,
yeah,
just little things that he
yeah,
did
exactly.
that I believe other people who were like a little bit sillier Joker
Mm,
actually took some stuff for him
mm,
from him. But his Joker was really good, very nostalgic for me. I liked his Joker because of the clown aspect as
mm,
well. He was funny. I remember specifically laughing at some things as a kid at that. Now I watch it, I don't think I will laugh, but
mm.
I will fondly remember. There's some stuff that actually made me laugh as a kid. He was never scary, and that
No,
was the thing
no, no,
about
no,
it.
of course not.
So,
You know
next one, Jack Nicholson, 89. Jack Nicholson. That guy.
that would he played that role so well.
Oh my gosh. Mhm.
It, you know, we sit here and we talk about how good these actors are and how Jack Nicholson just played that Joker so
He
well.
did.
It's
He did. He disappeared
kind of
into that role.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm sort of speechless at how he did it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
he was so good. Just
mhm,
in the basics of the role.
mhm.
He just it was almost like he was born to play that role.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
So and he played a partial clown. You know,
Mhm.
he was still silly with
Yeah,
it,
he
but
was
he
still
was
silly.
he was sinister too.
Yeah, and there's the transition, and there's
Yeah.
a transition, especially when he goes on TV and he's got the cart and he says, "New and improved Joker products
Yeah, it was
with the new with yeah."
Smilex.
And you know you got the girls love that Joker.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said he says, and you know I'm skipping the part. He goes like this. He says, "Now I know what you're thinking. Where can I get these fine new items?" Well, see, folks, that's the gag. Chances are you bought them already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, it was funny, but then it was scary
Yeah,
because you're just like, oh crap,
it was
he
like,
put this stuff
"You
in
put this
everybody's stuff.
yep, makeup, lipstick,
Ah.
everything. Your day-to-day supplies, he put it on all
And it was crazy
that stuff."
because it was so bad that on later on after he made that announcement, like a couple of days later, they showed it. The news people on there, they were
Mhm.
looking all disheveled and horrible. Do you remember that?
I
Do you
remember
remember the
that.
news
I
reporters?
remember they were
They
big.
looked horrible because one of the news reporters died live on TV, and
Yeah,
that's what it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Everybody else
yeah.
was afraid to use it,
Was scared.
and it took Batman figuring out how to the right combination. You couldn't combine the products together,
Mhm,
and that's what it was.
mhm.
So Jack Nicholson did it so well, and he like that whole scene where Batman takes his balloons away,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Why didn't somebody tell me he's one of those things?" And he was like freaking out, and then he calmed down. He was like, "You know what, Bob, gun." And he just asked for the gun, and then Bob gives him the gun. You thinking he's about to do something else, and he just straight up shoots
Shoots
Bob.
Bob.
I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "This whole time, Bob has been your boy."
Yeah, think about it. There's one part in that movie he says, "And Bob, remember, you are my number one guy."
Yeah. Yeah, he was all emotional and passionate with it, telling Bob how important he is to him. And then next thing you know, Batman takes all his stuff away, and he's like, "Ah," and then he just takes his Bob gun. Pow! It's like, "What?" He's
and
like, "Boys, I'm gonna need a few
I'm
minutes."
Neil. And then the other guy comes in. You heard what he said. Get out of here. He
Yeah.
starts shooting. Everybody starts scattering.
Right,
This
yeah,
is so
yeah,
funny.
and then Batman and then right after that scene, Batman comes back to try to shoot them, has all this ordnance going at the Joker, ordnance surrounding
Yeah,
him,
and he's
and
not
he
moving.
misses it. Joker pulls out this very long
That
pistol.
was a ridiculously long.
Oh my gosh, how did it all fit in his pants?
He's like,
Pulled out this long pistol and then just shoots down the Batwing with this giant it's like, it's Colt, it was crazy. I was like, yo. But the thing I liked about that though is at the end of the movie, the Joker is doing a dance on the sill, and
mm,
it portrays the Joker's like the way the Joker is.
mm,
Joker doesn't care about his life. He doesn't care
no.
about Batman's life. He
Mm,
just cares about chaos.
mm,
And he was dancing on the edge, trying to step on Batman's feet
mm,
and doing all this other stuff, and then he ends up kind of slipping and falling a little bit.
mm.
And then whatever happened, I think Batman like shoots the thing
Yeah,
up and pulls Joker down,
yeah.
but Batman tries to save Joker,
Mm.
and Joker, chaotic as he is, he has like I think it was a toy hand, was it? That's what it was.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah,
toy hand.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
how he ends up falling to his own death. He falls to his death because he had like a toy hand or something like that. And then and at the end, when they go down to his body, the cops go and find his body.
Mm,
He's laughing. He basically had the last laugh in that situation,
mm,
and he has like a little laughing box. He has this still smile on there, and
mm.
he died smiling, but he had like a little box that's just ha 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 ha
Yeah,
ha ha.
yeah.
Ha.
I was always
That was
wondering where that came from.
oh my gosh, it was
Yeah.
so eerie. I mean,
Mm,
he probably activated on the way down or
mm,
something like that, or because of impact. But the fact that he actually had that prepared for
mm,
when he dies,
mm.
and that was so eerie, and that just goes to show how like just chaotic and just crazy the Joker truly was. So I love that portrayal of the Joker. The next portrayal was not until 2008, from 1989. The
Mhm,
next live portrayal was 2008 with Heath Ledger.
mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first found out, because I was even when that particular in 2008 when that when the Dark Knight came out and I heard that Joker was gonna return, I'm like, well, if it ain't Jack Nicholson, obviously he's way older now.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm like, man, it's gonna be some guy who's gonna play a corny Joker.
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah.
was I wrong.
Well, you know what? A lot of people thought that way because, I think I don't know if it came out before or after that. Yeah, it came out before it,
Mm,
because of Brokeback Mountain
mm,
and because of, 10 Things I Hate About You.
mm,
People was just like, "Oh, he play is this actor,"
mm.
and I've heard people I remember people saying that, and I said I think that was when I first started saying, "I'm gonna reserve judgment."
Yeah,
Actually
yeah.
started saying that on movies because,
Mm,
when people first started talking junk about Heath Ledger becoming the Joker, I said,
mm.
"Imma reserve judgment."
Yeah. To me, it wasn't much about wasn't much about Heath Ledger. It's just
Mhm.
I was so caught up on Jack Nicholson,
Yes,
and he
yes.
played that role so well. I just was like, there ain't gonna be another one, and ain't gonna be the next one. It just ain't gonna.
So so his first on screen, like, the first time he comes on screen, he gets up in that van,
Mhm.
he's got the mask on,
Mhm.
and he's got the clown mask on, and he gets up on in there, and, they go through the whole bank robbery scene
Mhm.
and all that, right? And at the end of the bank robbery scene, the guy was like, the one guy shoots the other guy,
Mhm.
and then, he goes, "Yeah, the boss told me to shoot this person when it's done," and then the guy pulls a gun on Heath Ledger, and then he goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Yes, the boss told me to shoot this guy when
Mhm.
I'm done,
Mhm.
so I'm sure he probably told you to
Yeah.
shoot me." He's
Yeah.
like, "No, I'm not supposed to shoot you. I'm supposed to shoot the bus driver." And then he goes, "What bus
But
driver?" And then the
and the
bus
bus just
busts through the wall. When he does that, another thing showing the chaotic nature of the Joker, and that bus just busts through the wall
Mhm.
and knocks that dude down and kills him.
Mhm.
And then, you know, uh, Heath Ledger, the bus driver comes out, and then Heath Ledger just straight up shoots the guy. He's like, "Come on!" He's like, "Yo, where's everybody else?" And
Yeah,
Heath
he's
Ledger
like
just shoots him, and he falls. And then right before he gets away, um, the bank manager is like, "Do you know who you robbed? You
yeah.
just called, did whatever. You just signed your death warrant," or
Yeah,
whatever he
yeah,
said.
yeah. He says, "Oh man, what happened to good criminals around?" Or something he mentioned about criminals. What do you believe in? What do you believe in?
Right, and as soon as he did that, he pulls off that mask and
He's
he
like,
does, like, he has he puts the grenade in his mouth. That's what
mhm.
it was, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then and
He,
then it, like, has the string,
yeah.
I can't remember if he tapes it to his mouth, but I can't believe I forgot that part, but I just remember he just puts the grenade on the dude,
Mm,
and then he, like, has the string and leads it to the bus,
mm.
and as soon as he drives away, the pin comes out of the grenade and blows dude up.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a little fog that comes out. Because before he even puts it in his mouth, he's like, what do you believe in? What do you believe in? He puts it in his mouth. He says, I believe whatever that kill you makes you stranger.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And that's something else about Heath Ledger's Joker. He has some
Yes.
very iconic lines.
Yes, sir.
Um, you know,
Yes, sir.
and not just lines, just iconic scenes.
Hmm.
That scene where he's sitting in the cell and he's like doing that long clap
Yeah,
with his
yeah.
hands all out and
Hmm.
all that, and he looks sinister himself.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that is just really, and then he's the pencil making the pencil disappear.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
That is the sickest. That is the sickest thing. I, first of all, you walk into a meeting with a bunch of gangsters that you just robbed. Think
Yes.
about his mentality.
Yes.
You just robbed these guys, and he just does not care. He just
Yeah.
walks in there like it ain't nothing.
But I love the fact that he was like, "You see that guy on TV? He looks like a squealer."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Mhm,
so, one of our classmates, do you remember our classmate Nate? Everybody
mhm.
calls him Bones?
Probably by face.
Okay, yeah, you probably remember I remember him from elementary school, but
Mhm,
he actually went to middle school with us.
mhm,
Um, he actually did, a cosplay for Halloween, well, a costume,
mhm,
as the Joker, and he played that Joker very well. He looked like the Joker as a
mhm,
Heath Ledger, but then I didn't see him actually do the Joker,
mhm,
but then he came and told me about it later on,
mhm.
and he actually, like, acted like him, like, when he was telling me about it, he was good. He was really good. He
What?
was really good, so,
Oh wow.
um yeah, I hope he actually does that, again at some point. Like, if he ever goes to Comic Con, I hope he
Yeah,
does it.
he definitely needs to post it, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
So anyway, though, Heath Ledger, amazing Joker. I really think he was really good at it. The next one was Jared Leto. Give me your Jared Leto thoughts.
to me, Jared Leto was more like a mm, he was the he was a gangster Joker,
Mhm.
and,
Mhm.
and what I mean when I say that is that he had the golds,
Yeah.
He had the jewelry,
Yeah, the
he
tattoos and
had the
everything.
tattoos, you know what I'm saying? And he was still sinister, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
He was still sinister, but he just he was just more of like a, he was the Joker, but he was more like a modern, like gangster Joker, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I wasn't a huge fan of his portrayal.
Mm,
Um, but now that I see, I wanna dive more into the three Jokers.
mm,
And if it's what I think it is, the way I just read like a quick overview of it,
mm,
I think he actually probably did one of those three Jokers very well, like you
mm,
said, the gangster style.
mm,
You know, he had the criminals. He was still unpredictable,
mhm.
which that's one of the major things that the Joker is unpredictable. Like the scene where he Common's character is looking at Harley
Looking at
Quinn,
Harley Quinn.
and then he's like, you like her?
You like it, don't
He's like,
you?
yeah. He's like, if you have her, he's like, nah, man, I don't want your girl. And
Yeah.
he ends up killing him just out
Yeah,
of
yeah.
nowhere.
Just out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Hey, I
For
love the
looking
fact
at her.
the guy comes out, the gambling security guard.
Mhm.
He's got gambling debts and stuff like that. They call him into there, and then he just walks up and puts his hands on his shoulders, and he's like blah 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 blah. I was like, yo, the way he did that was actually really dope. But like I said, he was decent. He wasn't
Mm,
one of my favorites, but he
mm,
was decent.
yeah.
And by the way, Heath Ledger. One of the things I forgot to say about Heath Ledger that I loved about Heath Ledger is the many different ways he tells his story about
Mm.
how he got his scars.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Yes,
want to
yeah,
know
yeah.
how I got those scars?
We totally skipped that part. I
Yes.
understand, 'cause we gotta get to all these jokers, so we gotta move
Yeah.
a bit faster. But
Mhm.
yes, man.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that
Oh
was
my,
really good.
he grabs what's her name?
Rachel.
Yeah,
Rachel
Rachel.
Dawes.
He says, "You look a little nervous. Is it the scars? Want to know how I got them?"
Yes, yeah. So every time he's about to hurt somebody, he's like, "Want to know I got these scars?"
Mhm.
He even said that to Batman too at one point
Yeah.
at the end. And then
Mhm.
Batman was like, "No, but I know how you got these," and he just shot those things off his wrist. So that was actually cool. All right. So going back to Jared Leto, Jared Leto was cool.
Mm,
Um, Probably not one of my like top favorite, but he was really good. Cameron Moynihan, like I said, he portrayed those two so well.
mm,
He played Jerome. Jerome was off the chain, like just psychotic,
mm,
really big psycho. Jeremiah was the more calculating version of him.
mm,
Jeremiah was cool, calm, collective, but he was still like insane.
mm,
That gas made him completely insane, and that was actually really good. I love the way the same actor portrayed the two different people playing a character,
mm,
but two different ways. So good, and that's why I said I really wish I could find some way to actually put those two, like put all those character scenes
mm,
together, like just so I can say here's a group of these. Watch all of these. Like if I can find the numbers for you to see, because like for real, if you like anything about the Joker, you would literally love the way he portrayed those, and
mm.
he was really good. And do you know who Cameron Moynihan is, right?
No,
Okay, he is the dude. Have you gotten Jedi Survivor yet?
not yet.
Oh, but you played Fallen Order?
Yes, of course.
He's
Yeah.
Cal Kestis, the actor who played Cal Kestis.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That's Cameron Moynihan. He was also in Shameless. So
Okay.
yes, he played Ian in Shameless.
My wife used to watch Shameless
Yeah.
a lot.
So yeah, he's a really really good actor. I really like him. Joaquin Phoenix is Joker. What's your thoughts there?
A very, very impressive Joker. And I say that when we talk about Joaquin Phoenix Joker, maybe
Hmm.
I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but we tend to think about Joker as a whole. I mean, he's already the Joker.
Hmm.
The thing about Joaquin Phoenix is that he had to portray a particular Arthur Fleck,
Hmm. Hmm.
and he had to portray the city unraveling around him and
Hmm.
him being. They say, oh well, his particular. People say his particular Joker was more about mental illness than
Hmm.
anything else.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: since when was Joker sane?
Yes. Yeah. Right. Right.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
are different ways where he where he went crazy. We don't
Hmm.
know. because Heath Ledger doesn't have an origin story for his Joker.
Right, yeah.
There's no origin story for Jared Leto or any other Joker.
Mhm, mhm,
It's sort of for Jack Nicholson being that he got dropped in the bag of chemicals.
mhm.
He kind of
Yeah,
follows
he
the
was
comic book a bit more.
mhm.
But
He
with,
was a
with Arthur Fleck, they
criminal.
kind of go from one phase to this phase to this
Right.
phase, and he's slowly building up as the Joker until he snaps.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
when the movie first started, he's got a sign. He's trying to survive in the
Mhm.
city.
Yeah.
He's got a job. He's got a sign. He's twirling the sign. All of a sudden, kids come out of nowhere, take a sign.
Yep.
He chases them. They
Yeah.
trap him in the alley and beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, yeah.
That happens in the very beginning of the movie, and that kind of set the trend of
Yeah.
where he was going.
Oh, yeah, oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Mhm.
so to me, he was a very very interesting Joker, and because of the I'm thinking of the transition phase.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, of
Mhm.
what made him the Joker.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he was a very good Joker in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. So I did like the progression. The slow progression. I did like that about him.
Mm,
Um I need to I've seen it a couple of times. I probably need to do a full watch again. Um he is higher on my list than I think well, let me see cuz he's pretty so well yeah, see it's hard. He's harder on my list than Jared Leto
mm,
because of the progression. And like you said, you actually see what creates that Joker.
mm,
But because I don't recognize his history and
mm,
then the whole but see that mental health laugh part of it
yeah,
was crazy.
yeah,
I
that was extremely
That was
creepy.
yes.
Because if you think about it, when he gives the card
Mhm.
with the lady on the bus,
Mhm.
you know, and and she says, "So could you please leave my son alone?"
Yeah. And he's
And he starts laughing, and she looks at him like, "Well, you think this is funny?"
yeah.
He says, "Mm-mm," and
And he hands her
he
the
hands her the
card. It's
card,
like it's
and he's
not
like,
that it's funny.
it's
I
not,
just can't help it.
you know, I've got a condition."
Yeah. Mhm.
So, but the laugh either which way was crazy.
Oh
Like,
man. Yeah, that was really that was it was the laugh itself is what really, put him over Jared Leto for me.
mm,
Um, it put it over Jared Leto's for me because Jared Leto's laugh, it was just weird that
mhm,
that one it almost sounded like a count to me.
mm.
Like Count from Sesame Street. So, but I mean, it's not just a laugh though, but you don't know too much about Jared Leto's Joker, so he
Mm,
didn't he didn't have too much of a portrayal. So
right.
I think that's also a reason why I really think, even though he was at the end, of Justice League and he was in a lot of parts of Suicide Squad,
Mhm,
but Suicide Squad wasn't about him.
right.
So he was supposed to get more screen time in other movies if Zack Snyder's universe had taken off. It
Mm,
didn't. He got screwed over, So I'm anxious to see how Jared Leto would have completed his role as the Joker if he was allowed to complete.
mm.
Joaquin Phoenix is actually about to get another movie because right now he's filming with Lady Gaga
Yep.
as Harley Quinn.
Mhm.
I don't know about that yet because Harley Quinn is portrayed so great.
By the other,
Yeah,
what I'm tripping off of is that how come she's not playing as Harley Quinn? Why in this movie?
Margot Robbie. Yeah,
Yeah,
why isn't she?
why she's not the Harley Quinn in this movie?
She's such a good Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
She's such a
she's
good
a great Harley Quinn.
yeah.
She's a great Harley Quinn.
But yeah, I don't really know what they decided to do. Like it was just that's crazy. I don't even know
Mm,
why they did that.
neither
But
do I.
you know, um, they probably were just trying to have a different universe,
Mm,
and that's one thing about a lot of DC is they have multiverse everywhere.
mm,
So I do like a little bit of I do like Joaquin Phoenix though more than Jared Leto though. I'll
mm.
say that though. Yeah, and like you said, the whole progression of it. Barry Keegan, the Batman. It was really quick,
Really quick.
but what do you think about his version of Joker just from the scenes you saw? And let me say this: I ended up reading that the director actually said that his Joker's face is like that. I can't pronounce the right word right now. It's coming
Like disfigurement.
disfigurement.
Yeah.
His disfigurement is because of actual disease and not because of anything like, being shot or anything like that.
Uh,
So that's why his face is the way it is.
mm,
So just from the little bit though, like the talking that he did with the Riddler, and then did you see the extended scene that got cut out
mm,
where he was talking with Batman? That one actually was really good. That's something you should actually check
mm,
out. It's just from that, from the little bit that I saw, he might actually portray a good Joker, but I want to know what, like, if they talk about his backstory or anything,
mm,
because they're doing the Batman 2 is coming out, and I don't know, not coming out, but I think they're working on it.
mm.
Rider Strike is going to blow up a lot of stuff, which sucks, but um,
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, but
mhm.
come on, you gotta pay the writers,
I
man.
know, I know. I mean, if it wasn't for these writers, some of this stuff would not be like as good as they are.
Yep.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's yeah, definitely the writers still gotta be paid,
Mm.
So, it sucks that they have to do this every couple of years,
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
why
I
can't
mean,
they just keep it.
what can they just pay them like like supposed to be like I said, Hollywood's crazy, man.
Mhm, yeah.
you
But, what was your thoughts so far on just a little bit that you saw?
It's not much to go on,
Mhm,
but he played as a based off that small little tidbit that I got.
mhm,
Um, he was more like a sinister joke, very very sinister.
yeah.
All the Jokers are sinister, of course, we know this, but here you got a guy, you don't even fully see his face. You know it's a Joker base because you see the kind of like the green, like
Mhm.
the hue of his
Well,
hair.
you actually see how disfigured his face was
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You see a little bit of that too.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, he just looks like he's a psychopath,
yeah, there
you
you
know.
go, yeah. For me, I really wanna see more before I make any kind of judgment,
mm,
but I think he has potential to be good.
mm,
Um, I just really want to see like his writing and how psychotic he actually acts when he's like let loose, you
mhm,
know, because that's what gives the Joker, meaning for me. Like that's what makes the Joker like, you know, uh, going back to our injustice talk, the Joker was so crazy that he got tired of playing with Batman, and he was like, you know what, I want to die. I know Superman's going to kill me,
mm.
so let's go ahead and do this. And he pissed off Superman so
Mm,
Superman can kill him.
yep.
But in the process, he killed a whole city and Superman's wife,
Yep.
So that's the type of Joker I want. Somebody that's that kind of crazy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
he doesn't care about, like, going back to Heath Ledger. He's
Mm,
like a dog chasing a car.
yeah.
He doesn't know what he's gonna do when
No,
he gets it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. He just well, I would say Alfred
Mhm,
said it, best in the Dark Knight.
mhm,
He was talking about these jewel thieves and while he was in Burma,
mhm.
and he said how the jewel thieves, he robbed them for the jewels,
Mhm,
and then they never caught him.
mhm.
And then all of a sudden they see this little kid. He's playing with this big diamond shape of a baseball or whatever,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know. And Bruce Wayne, asked him, "Well, why take him?" He was like, "Well, because he thought it'd be good fun, good
Yeah.
sport." He
Yeah.
said, "Because sometimes
Some
people are
men.
not attracted to wealth and power and all that.
Yeah.
Some men just want to see the world burn."
Right, right. Iconic line, and
Mm,
that's true. That I use that in regular terms,
mm,
on, like, just, like if I'm commenting on something on Facebook, or
mm,
I actually use that more often than I think,
mm.
because of how iconic it is and how true it is. Some men just want to see the world burn.
It's the truth,
You
man.
know, so this one I'll give you 5 because I know you've seen more of these Jokers. What's your top 5, starting with number 5?
My top 5.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I will have to go with I will have to go with the '60s Joker
Cesar
as
Romero,
yeah,
okay.
Caesar Romero.
Mhm.
Like I say, he was the silly Joker. My first introduction to the Joker, to be honest with you.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, I will have to say number 4 is Jared Leto.
Okay,
You
alright.
know, uh, the gangster Joker. He was pretty good,
Mhm.
but he's my number 4. I would say my number 3 is Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
It kinda pained me to do it because it was such it was going through my head. I was like, "Should I put him as number 2? Should I put him as number 2?" And I was like, "No, I don't." Yeah,
Yeah.
he's my number 3.
Okay.
He's my number 3. My number 2 is Heath Ledger. You
Okay.
know, he's my number 2, and of course, Joaquin Phoenix is my number 1.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That's it. Excuse me. Interesting choices. Um. So mine's different, of course.
Mhm,
It was harder to do because I like so many different parts of different all these Jokers.
mhm,
So I'm going to start off with um, and it's so funny because I wanted to put Cesar Romero in the middle again
right.
because of the nostalgia aspect, but
Mhm,
I'm gonna have to put him as number 5,
yeah,
just like you.
yeah,
So, but I do love his Joker.
yeah, yeah.
His Joker was, again, nostalgia has got me. But then my number 4 pick is actually Joaquin Phoenix. Just because no, I'm sorry. Number 4 is actually Jared Leto, then Joaquin Phoenix. And I was thinking 4 because I was gonna actually put Jared Leto as 5, but then I
Mhm.
was like, nah, I probably need to put,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
further.
yeah,
I need
yeah.
to put
Put him a little
Romero back. But
yeah.
anyway, so 5 is Cesar Romero, um, and then Jared Leto,
Mhm,
and then Joaquin Phoenix.
okay.
Joaquin Phoenix, like I said, he did very well.
Yeah.
Now the hardest part here for me was 2 and 1.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I have to put Jack at number 2. Um, and
Yeah, it hurt me too. I ain't
and
gonna
and
lie.
yeah, yeah, but the reason I had to put it at number 2
Mm,
was because he the once I saw Heath Ledger, like, and I said they're on 2 different planes, but still,
it's
like, Heath Ledger was just he was just so mysterious, he was chaotic, and he wanted to see the world burn. That scene when he said he was sitting on top of the money and
mhm.
he slid down the money, that was playful.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he was like, "Here goes the money." And
Mhm.
then the guys was like, "All right." Next thing you know, they're
He
pouring
sets
the
it on
gasoline on it,
he
and he
said,
sets it on fire. And they were like, "What are you doing? You're lighting our money." He was like, "No, I'm
"No,
just
I'm
burning
just
my
burning my
half."
hand."
He
He's
was like,
right
"Your half
about
is on
that.
top, my half is on bottom." You know, that is chaotic. That
Mhm.
is so chaotic, and that's why I had to put Heath Ledger
Mhm,
as number 1.
mhm,
Um, Honorable mention has to go to Cameron Moynihan though, because of his portrayal as dual Jokers.
mhm,
But someone else I didn't mention, and I meant to put it on here, and I just ran out of time to update my list. Mark Hamill. So it's so funny because Mark Hamill never actually played a live action version of the Joker.
mhm,
However, on live TV, same thing on The Flash,
mhm,
the CW show. He played someone called the Trickster. And as he dressed as the trickster, it's here. So, and here's something else too. Mark Hamill, like I said, he was a voice as the Joker and Batman the animated series that we love. He was also played the trickster in the '90s TV show The Flash. Mark Hamill actually played the trickster in the '90s, and he came back to play the trickster live action again in the 2000s for these recent versions of the Flash.
mhm,
And when he played the trickster, they actually let him dress up, and he looked really close to the Joker.
mhm,
He had, like, like the Joker colors
mhm,
and like the Joker face, and he just looked really good.
mhm.
So Mark Hamill actually gets honorable mention as the um uh the Joker, because of this portrayal. So let me go back into asking you about the Killing Joke now.
Mhm,
Give me an overall view of your thoughts on the Killing Joke, because when I first watched it, I watched it one way and thought one thing, and then you watched it. We talked about it,
mhm.
and I was like, "Wait, what?" And it blew my mind, and I had to watch it again, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And I wanted to see it finish. I haven't finished it, but
Mhm.
yeah. So give me your overall thoughts on the Killing Joke and the way the Joker is. Well, first, give me a quick overview of of your thoughts of the whole movie overall. Just your thoughts on it.
I just thought it was I thought it was an awesome movie.
Hmm.
I thought it really put a spin on the stress of Batman being Batman and actually the Joker being the Joker,
Mhm.
and how you've got this unstoppable force meeting this immovable object, and eventually something has to happen. It has to be an end. There has to be an end, and that's where that movie was taking me.
Mhm.
Eventually, it has to end.
Right.
Joker
Yeah.
keeps escaping. Batman never kills him. It just it has to end somewhere,
Mhm.
somehow,
Yeah.
and that's what pulled me into that movie.
Yeah.
And
So
and as we're gonna talk about in a little bit, what we actually thought. You know, what was the conclusion to the end of the movie?
yeah. So and here's something that's funny about it too. Um when I watched that movie, I watched it and I saw when I first saw it, overall with the movie, I don't like how they had to establish the Batman Batgirl relationship. I don't
Mm,
like that in the movie, but I understand they had to fill it because they based it off of comic book. Comic book doesn't have that much material in it. They had to do something.
yeah.
But then they also had to do it to, I guess, to kind of give Batman more reason to want to hunt down the Joker
Mhm,
because of what he did to Barbara.
mhm,
Um I don't like that though, that they put that in there.
right.
What I Yeah.
Yeah, that got a little real
Yeah,
there.
right, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And, like, seriously, and then, like, they had Bruce Wayne, well, they had Batman basically ignoring her,
Mhm,
after they
mhm,
end up hooking up.
mhm.
That that was just like I was just like, "Man, that was unnecessary." Um, so I think overall the movie was good,
Mm,
and I really want to get the novel so you can actually read it and compare it to the movie.
mm,
Um, but it blew my mind when I watched the movie, and in the ending scene,
mhm,
it blew my mind when you told me that Batman actually killed the Joker, and I was like, "No, he didn't." I was like, "He just knocked him out." You're like, "No, no, no. Go back and look.
mhm,
He killed the Joker." And I went and I told my boss about
mm.
that, and he was like, "Yeah, he killed the Joker. I always thought he killed the Joker." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And see, because in my mind, Batman doesn't kill.
Right.
But then again, too, this is an Elseworld story,
Mhm,
and then the story is about someone has to do it. And then even that scene where Batman first goes in to
mhm,
talk to the Joker,
mhm,
because they show um a scene where they go to a storage unit, and it's a comedy stage set up,
mm.
and there's a whole bunch of people who ended up missing,
Yep.
and they're all wearing the Joker smile.
Mhm,
And so Batman goes into Arkham Asylum to talk to the Joker, and he's like, "Look, we got to figure this out because one way or another, one of us are going to kill each other." He was like,
mhm,
I need to find out how far this is going to go. And the
mhm.
whole time, the Joker's just sitting there playing cards,
Yep.
and Batman was like, "Come on, listen to me. Do you hear me?" And he
Mhm,
grabs his hand and he finds out the makeup on his hands. He's
mm,
like, "What the heck's going on?" And finds out that it's a guard that
mhm,
ended up dressing like the Joker because he let the Joker out.
mhm.
So, you know, all of that, and that shows the buildup, and you see the Joker making plans. You see the Joker going to amusement park, and was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, yeah, this would be the great place for my venue,"
Yeah.
and he gets it, and he ends up killing the guy who's selling him the abandoned amusement park.
Yep.
You know,
Of course.
goes into, again, chaotic. He goes into Barbara's apartment, goes to Barbara's apartment, and then in slow motion, you see him. She knocks on the door. She's talking. She's not paying attention, but then she turns around and sees it's him in a Hawaiian shirt, dressed as a tourist with a camera on. So the camera on is the part of it that tripped me out because
Mm.
he basically planned to do what he did.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know, so he pulls that pistol out, puts it right in her gut, and
Mm.
shoots her.
Yep.
And and the worst part about it is, I'm through that, I always wonder, did he intent to maim or did he intent to kill? Because she survived that shot,
I
but she
think
was just paralyzed.
Yeah, I think the intention was to maim,
Mhm.
because he didn't. I don't believe he wanted her dead. He wants to. His whole thing is to get under Batman's skin so bad that Batman will make the ultimate mistake,
Mhm, mhm,
you know? And I think he was trying to maim her so he can get under her skin because now she's maimed,
mhm.
you know? And if I'm not mistaken, I don't did he abduct her? I forgot.
No, no, no.
No, no,
So
he left her where she was
he
at.
left her where she was at,
Yeah.
but he stripped her.
Mm,
And oh, for all those who do want to see the movie, massive spoilers.
mm,
But this is also a book, and this movie's been out for a while. So, um, he stripped her and took pictures of her in various stages of undress, or whatever. And he kept those pictures because he abducted Commissioner Gordon.
I knew
And
he
then
abducted her. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then in the I guess it's like the tunnel of love
Mm,
type thing or whatever, he stripped with I don't know why he's so keen on stripping people. He stripped Commissioner Gordon, had his goons strip him down,
mm,
put him in that little cart where he couldn't get out, and had him like on a dog chain or whatever.
mm,
And then he put because he wanted to break Commissioner Gordon.
mm,
He put pictures of Barbara shot and nude all over the cavern
yeah.
so Commissioner Gordon could break.
Mm,
And he went through all of that, and Commissioner Gordon still did not want the Joker to die.
mm,
And that's what was crazy. And so that's what made me also think that Batman didn't kill him,
mm,
is because Commissioner Gordon, he looked up to Commissioner Gordon, and Commissioner Gordon is like, "No, don't kill him. I want him brought to justice. I don't want
mm,
him to die."
mm,
So I just honestly thought the whole time Batman just choked him out until he passed out. I
mm,
didn't think he actually killed him,
mm.
and that's what it was. So that's actually a different take on it for me now.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you kind of don't really know, but you do know,
yeah.
and now I want to see the writer's perspective to see
Mm,
if the writer really wanted him. I mean, it's fairly ambiguous depending on how you interpret it, but um, it's kind of like it's like a whole new meaning for me now with you
yeah,
saying that, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, the whole movie built up to that. I mean, even when he came out, and he had the Joker, and once again he captured the Joker,
Mhm.
and he
Mhm.
was like, "This has got to stop. This madness has
Yeah.
got to stop."
Yeah. Yeah.
One of us is gonna gotta die. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then
So,
Joker pretends to, he tells him the joke and
yes,
whatnot,
yes,
and
yeah.
Batman actually started laughing,
He started laughing, and
and
that was
it
another
wasn't
reason.
it wasn't a laugh like, "Oh, that what you said was funny." It was laugh like, "What you said was funny, but I gotta kill you now."
Well,
It was sorta it's in my honest opinion, that's what it was to me. Like,
mhm,
he Bruce Wayne, Batman,
mhm.
finally snapped.
Yeah, yeah.
He finally snapped. He laughed with Joker, but at the end, he offed
Yeah, yeah.
him.
Well, I'm still. It's really hard for me to actually still believe that he actually killed him, just because of the Commissioner Gordon aspect of it and the
Mm,
Batman doesn't kill aspect of it.
right,
Um, you know, for the most part, most comics, most movies, most TV shows, cartoons, all that, most of the time, Batman doesn't kill.
right.
There is a killing Batman in a couple different things, and actually, there's actually different versions, different universes where Batman does kill.
Mm,
However, for the most part, that's his number one rule because
mhm,
of why he started the whole thing is to
right,
prevent killing.
right, right.
Um,
Because he
so
believes you don't really separate yourself from criminals if you kill.
exactly, exactly, and he's like, yeah, if I kill them, I become them.
But yeah, but see, that's just the thing. That was Joker's whole thing.
Hmm.
You're like us. You don't realize you're like us, but you're
Yeah,
like us.
yeah.
And I'm
Well,
gonna get you to do. That's the whole thing. Getting Batman to snap.
I want to show you this comic that I have. Um, so speaking of Jokers, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to start wrapping this up. However, this is called The Batman Who Laughs. Right. This one is Dark Knight Rising, Dark Knight's Metal. Shout out to my boss, Daniel, for actually getting this for me for my birthday. Um, this is based off of one of the dopest Jokers around. This Joker is actually Bruce Wayne.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, right? And so, um, so there's a lot more to it than that,
Mm,
but Basically, it's in one of the worlds, um, Batman killed the Joker. The Joker had a neurotoxin in his blood that as soon as he's killed, the neurotoxin releases, and the person standing near him is going to become the Joker, the next Joker.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that time, that Batman killed the Joker, and he became the Batman who laughs. So picture Batman and the Joker's mind put together. Right? So, I'm gonna start reading that. He just gave it to me just the other Tuesday. He just gave it to me Tuesday. So I'm gonna start reading that like this weekend.
Mm,
I can't wait to get into it because it has a couple of different versions of Batman in there. And then I let him borrow my book, the Batman Who Laughs
mm,
book,
mhm.
and you've got to check that one out. That book is so good because of the way the Joker's is, and there's a lot more to it than that. I don't want to give you the spoilers on that one
Mm,
because that book itself is one that I want you to read. It is so good, and
mm.
I mean, like but either way though, I'm gonna let you leave with the Tower of Babel today, so you can actually check that out.
Okay.
Take your time and read that. But yes, um, the Dark Metal series, the Dark Knight's Metal. I want to read more to it, and I really ecstatic to read this one. I mean, look, you even see the robins that he's got there and everything. It's just
Yeah,
crazy. So
that is crazy.
yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Um, and for everyone listening, again, just like with Batman, we want to know your thoughts on who is your favorite Joker out of the list that we read. So you can go ahead and email us. You can DM us. Hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. Instagram is at Told My Wife Podcast. Facebook, I told my wife I'm paying bills. Um, you can like our email address is told my wife podcast at gmail.com. Hit us up, share, talk to some friends, share with your friends. We would love to hear from you. We would love more listeners. Um, and just let us know what you think. And I would love to see, here's everyone's thoughts, especially on our controversial picks on some of these people. Um, we know, like I said before, this is just our opinions, but this is the way that these characters spoke to us.
Mhm.
So, but until next time, and almost knocked my mic over. But until next time, hopefully by then, I don't know if I'm gonna actually do it, but I'm going to Comic Con, but I don't know if I'm gonna interview anybody. I may not. I don't know yet. I might just go and enjoy the con. At some point, one of these, I really want to talk to some cosplayers and interview some cosplayers.
Mm.
So um, I'm gonna talk about more about that, figure that out. But we got some more things that we're going. So we're doing that. You're about to go have a nice relaxing vacation, so
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah. So, either way though, we got more things coming on. And the next one, I got to talk to you about the next podcast we do after this.
Mhm.
I've got a really good idea, and actually, I think the next one we can actually have a guest on there because there's somebody I want to get their opinions on some of this. So I'll tell you about that in a second.
Got it.
So don't let me forget because I usually forget anytime I say I'm going to tell you something. I usually forget before while we're walking down the stairs. So, but anyway, um, everyone, we appreciate all our support right now, and we love everyone who is listening. Thank you for listening right now. But until the next podcast, this is Slim
And this is Black.
saying thanks again for listening, everyone. Have a good one.